because it's going to be a full transaction and we'll be able to use this for the future. Share screen, desktop, share. Okay. We don't need me. And going to hide meeting controls. All right, so we are going to get started inside of command, which is at agent.kw.com. And when you log in, it won't look like this because I'm already logged in, so it'll be, I'll show you. This is the screen you'll see when you get to agent.kw.com, and you're going to log in using your MyKW credentials. And this is going to log you into command. Inside, this is the home screen. My home screen may look different than yours, and that's okay. It's because I have customized my home screen. You can do that, but that's going to be a different class or a different video. You'll be able to find that. But just to customize, you can click this Customize Home button. You know what? Let me also turn on my cursor so we can see, or my arrow. Pro. All right. So the first thing I'm going to do whenever we have a transaction, so this is going to be the same if you're using Dotloop or Docusign, is you're going to enter in a contact. And to enter into contact, you're going to go to this app. It looks like a little person inside of a square. I'm sorry, Jeff, I know you're in here. It's cut off, but it's the second app in the list. And you're going to click on it. We're going to add in a contact. And to add a contact, you're just going to click this button that says Add Contact. And you can fill out everything in this box, or you can just put in a name. A name is the only thing that's required to put in a contact now. Before, you used to have to put in a name, a phone number, and an email. Now it's just a name. So let's put in a name. Let's do Janet. Janet Packing. Janet is someone we met. Let's say we met Janet at church. She's part of the same social groups that we get together in church with, and we see her all the time. So Janet's going in my contacts. I'm going to put Janet's email in there. And then I'm going to put her phone. The more information you put in here, the healthier your contact is. And we'll see that once we click into a contact card to see what that looks like. So I'm just going to, I'm not actually going to put a phone number in here because they've gotten to a point, if you put a fake phone number, it'll flag it as not real. So I'm just going to leave that blank. Lead source type, this is going to ask you where you got that lead from. You can either check from the list or sales, or from contacts. And that just means someone has referred them to you from contacts. And from the list, if I click on this drop down, I can see all different types of things and places I could have gotten the contact from, or the lead from. Let's see, I don't see the way I got that person in here. So I'm gonna just start typing. So church, it's gonna be create a custom source, just like a custom tag, custom source for lead source as well. And I can click add. It's gonna ask me my category, and that would be not prospecting, because we didn't get that from prospecting. We got it from our relationships, my relationship within the church. So I would say relate, oh, come on. There we go. And then I'd click add. And then I could come down here and I can mark it as a lead, or I can add to sales pipeline. And marking it as a lead, I'm just checking real quickly to make sure that I don't have any other people waiting. I do not. Hide. If I mark it as a lead, that means I just have their information. I've never really spoken to them. So if you got a lead off of Facebook, that would be a true lead because all you're getting is a name, phone number, email. You know nothing else about this person, so that's a lead. You uncheck them as a lead once you do start to talk to them and build that relationship of trust. Adding to sales pipeline. So if you select this, right after you click create, it's going to take you into an opportunity to create an opportunity in there. We're not going to do this because we're going to walk through a couple steps first, and then we'll click on the opportunities tab. Tags, I could put a tag in here that, let's see, her last name is Packing. So if I had a O&P day, I could make an O&P tag for her. So that her last name, I would call them on the last name. This is based off of never ending referrals, or bold, just based on how you want to contact people. Let's just say, oh, there we go, church tag. And when I tag people, it adds them into an area where I can sort through my contacts and I can find people just with this tag. So we'll leave church. And then I can click add more information, and I can add as much information as I can. So additional emails, phone numbers, preferred method of contact, home address, things like that. Same thing in about. I can fill this in with all this information in here. And custom, I can create my own custom fields if I want to by clicking add in custom field. But this is going to be saved for a contacts class when we'll go more in depth in that. But I'm going to click create now. So Janet Packing is now a contact. And I'm going to search for her. Oh my gosh. Come on. There you go. Here's Janet. And you'll see this is the health score. She's got a 48% because I only put in her name and email address, basically. The more I put in, the healthier it becomes. And then this side is her timeline. It shows you what activities that you've encountered with Janet, how you've helped her. Maybe she's texting you back and forth. If she's using that Twilio number that's connected, those texts will end up in here as well. So now let's say Janet is looking to list her home. You're talking with her, and recently her husband has passed away. Her kids want her to move closer to them. So that's what she's decided to do. She's going to put the house on the market and move closer to her kids. When you hear that, what's the next thing that you do? Anybody? Oh, do you have an agent where your kids are? If she says no, then you go, you know what, let me find someone for you. And you find an agent up there for her. But she wants to list her home, and she wants to move within the next 60 days, let's say. Perfect. So Janet, I'm going to meet you at, or okay, so I'm getting ahead of myself. So Janet's talking about listing her home. So we're going to go into opportunities now. And we're going to create an opportunity for Janet. And I clicked on the opportunities tab, which is the two shaking hands. And I'll click create opportunity. And the new opportunity box is going to pop up. So the first thing is in the market center, you want to make sure you have Inglewood in here. Then the listing opportunity, you can choose between listing, buyer, landlord, or tenant. We're going to be doing a listing. If Janet was a buyer with you, you'd select buyer, but we're listing her home. Owner, you are the owner of this opportunity. If you were on a team, that'd most likely be your rainmaker or team. Yeah, your rainmaker. Client, I'm going to start typing Janet's name. And then if she had a co-seller in there, we put the co-seller as well, but she's alone now. Opportunity name, it automatically generates this off of the client name. I don't like that. And that's being because you could have multiple listings with the same person. We have many people who work with investors. So when they say, oh, I have a listing for you, it could be one of 10 listings you have with them. So I renamed that by the address. So you are going to be 567 2nd Street. We'll say Janet lives on 2nd Street. Custom tags for an opportunity. This could be what type of property it is. Could be residential, could be condo, could be luxury, could be waterfront. It's however you like to organize to maybe possibly see where your business comes from. So you can say, well, I had the majority of waterfront homes versus my condos, things like that. So I'm going to just say that she is in a luxury home because when I'm in fantasy land, I like to pretend. My estimated close date, don't have one yet because we're just talking about listing your home. Commission rate is going to be our half of the commission. So 3. And I've seen Janet's house a couple times now, but I'm estimating her listing price at about $2 million. Opportunity phase, since we're just kind of beginning to talk, we're going to be in cultivate. And the stages are going to be different than mine because I have customized these as well. I could be in the get information stage, but she's already told us she's looking within the next 60 days. So I'm going to say 1 to 3 months. So she's in the watch section for me. And I'll click create. So now this is the inside of our opportunity. This is the very home page or the details section. From here, though, we're not quite to the point of listing with her yet. So I'm going to go back into this listing pipeline. And here's Janet's opportunity. And we're talking some more. And finally go, Janet, why don't we meet? Why don't I come over? We're going to take a look and we'll see what we can put your house on the market for. Okay, great. So now I'm going to move her into an appointment. If I click on my appointment now, we'll see that here's Janet is making the appointment. It's now been scheduled. And now we're going to go meet Janet. Janet, I love your house. I'd love to help you move closer to your kids. What can I do to make this even easier for you? Oh, help me find a moving company. Things like that. Okay, great. So now we've kept our appointment. I want you to list my house. Thank you, Janet. I would love to list your house, and I'm going to move her into active. So in my stages, which are different because I have renamed them, and you can change that by clicking edit stages and renaming those. Inside, you'll see little percentages. This percentage means the probability of it becoming a closed deal. So the further you come along, you can change that too based on your actual numbers. I changed them incorrectly, so my numbers are way off now. I need to relook at somebody's. You can change them based on your actual numbers to say what's the probability in pre-staging that it's going to be sold. Most likely, it will be higher than 10%. But I'm just saying that's how the probable income is calculated in the pipeline itself. And I'll show that later. That has nothing to do with what we actually have to do, though. So we are going from pre-staging. So we're getting ready to stage. We're just kind of looking through the house to see what has to be done. And then we're going to move into staging now. So we're staging the property. We're getting ready. We're moving furniture around. And now we're in showing zone. So we are scheduling. Oh my gosh, I am so sorry. I forgot the most important part is getting the listing paperwork. So I'm at pre-staging now. So ignore what I just said, but steps forward. We're going to go back inside this opportunity, 4, 5, 6, 7 Second List Street. I'm going to click on the name. And that brings me back inside the details section. I'm going to fill in these details as much as I can. So let's say the property, country, United States. Just for fun, I'm going to put the office. I've sold this office so many times, it's crazy. Click save. And now I can work on the seller's worksheet. So we've decided on a 6% commission. So the buyer's agent gets 3. And we get 3. We could put in a percentage of how much the seller is willing to put closing costs. Same thing, a mortgage balance, second mortgage balance, prorated taxes, and prorated HOA dues. And then I can show this net on offer comparison sheet. That is up to you if you want to do that. You don't have to, and I'll show you where that's going to come up once we get there. And I can even put a description in. So now I'm going to go into documents. This is where we're going to start uploading paperwork. And we're going to pick our checklist type, and it's residential. So now the checklists start coming in. Right now we're in the listed folder. So this is all the paperwork that's required for listing a property. So you need the exclusive listing agreement, residential listing form, seller's property disclosure. And how do I know that? It says it's required right here. It says requirement, required, 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 optional, required, required, required. If I click this, it's going to reorder them to show you all the required, then the conditional, then the optional. If I click it again, it'll flip it backwards one more time. It's going to put it to our original status as it was. So I know that I need the exclusive listing agreement, all these 3 things, or at least more than 3 things. I'm just going to focus on these for time, just time constraints. So I have to now click Start a Transaction, and I'm going to click Docusign. You could also click on .loop if you're using .loop, but we're offering Docusign, so I'm going to click Docusign. I'm not going to pay extra money for .loop. And I don't want you to, because you're just learn Docusign. I'm going to sign in, log in. And when I click that start transaction inside of the opportunity, it creates a room directly for me. So it brought me right into the room. And the first thing I'm doing when I'm inside the room, I'm going to click this details button. And I'm going to start filling in as much details as I can by clicking this edit button. And I'm going to put all the info I can. So I'm going to put in her phone or this stuff is pulled over from what you put into your contact card. I am going to put an address in here, so that'll fill in. You see how this on the side here, my autofill pops up? Mm-hmm. If I click on any of these, it's going to delete all of the information that I already have in here. So don't use this autofill that pops up. This is not what you want. Just take the time and type in the full address. Call road. I mean, it's typing it once is not bad compared to having to type it in every time. Okay. So listing date would be, we'll say today. It's going to expire, and we'll do 4 months. I'll say the 12th. And we're going to list it at 2 million. Don't have an offer. That's not going to come from us. Okay. Don't have a buyer yet. So we're going to click save. Now I've saved the information in here, and I'm going to go back into documents now. From here, I can start adding the paperwork we need. So I'm going to click the add button, Docusign forms. And it's going to ask me if I want to choose from a library, and if I click it, or a group. We're going to choose a group. Then I'm going to select a group, and I'm going to choose listing package single family. So that means you're probably going to need a good amount of the documents that are in here. We are going to need, let's see, exclusive right of sale listing agreement, consent transition to transaction broker. We're going to need a home warranty application. We're going to need the real estate property information agreement, seller's estimated proceeds, residential listing form, seller's property disclosure, wire fraud prevention notice. We don't know if we need an HOA. Actually, you know what? I'm going to do an HOA just because, but we don't need direct defective drywall because it wasn't built within that time period. And it's also younger than 1978. So we don't need the lead-based paint disclosure. But she is in an HOA, so we need this addendum. So I'm going to click add. Now I've just added a bunch of documents in here, and they're writing most of it for us because we auto-filled that information in. Don't have to do much more. I'm actually just going to go into the listing agreement and finish that up with the terms that we discuss with Janet. I'm not going to teach you how to write a contract because I am not the best person to teach that. I can only teach you technicalities. So we'll just take a look here. Janet Packing is in the name. Keller Williams Realty Gold. Let's say I want my name in there too, because I'm the listing agent. It has my listing dates in here. So it starts on the 8th today and expires on the 12th in July. It has the street address, which I already typed in, and I'm going to go copy and paste the legal description from the county records. Literally copy and paste. Don't try to type it because if you miss one number, it's a different property. It will probably run out of room here, so you have to copy up to a certain point and then paste that and then copy the second half and put it down here, or you're going to attach it someplace else. I'm going to fill in this personal property, including appliances, and then put the appliances. Is currently occupied. We'll take cash, conventional, VA, FHA. So I'm just filling this stuff in right now. 6%. Janet just wants to get it moved, so she's willing to list at 6. There's no negotiation right now. It's NA. Deposits. Boom. Okay. So we're going to pretend I filled this all out correctly. I'm going to click Save and Close. And now let's see, let's say I have filled out all of this paperwork. It's going to be the same process that I'm going to go through here, make sure the information is correct and change anything that needs to be changed. Okay, save and close, so on and so forth. So it's real quick. If you know what you're entering in there, it goes pretty fast. So I just pretended that I knew what I was entering in there. We were in there for less than 5 minutes, contract ready to get signed. So I'm going to click envelopes. And I'm going to click new. Please Docusign. The envelope name is important. And that's for organization purposes. You may have multiple envelopes per transaction, so you want to really say what's inside of here. So I'm going to call this listing docs. So I know these are the listing docs that I'm sending out to get signed. And then click room docs. I'm going to choose now by selecting these, which are the right ones to send. You can send as many as you want at the same time. I'm just going to do these two. Add selected. And this is the same process if you're writing an offer, filling out addendums. If you're receiving an offer, you're going to upload the PDF, and then you're going to add signature lines in there. And then I'm going to add recipients to the envelope, add recipient. And I'm going to choose pre-tagged roles. And the reason I do that is because there's already set roles in there. They've already pulled in signature lines and initial lines, so I don't have to double my work. So I'm just going to have one seller, listing sales associate. I'm not going to do the listing broker. I'm just going to pretend to do the both. And I don't have a buyer one or buyer two yet. So, but I'm going to choose, let's see, Janet is my seller one, and I'm the listing sales associate. You're going to have yourself twice in here. It does not matter which one you choose. You can choose either of yourselves listed in there. I'll click add selected. Jeff, can I pretend that you are Janet?
Yep.
Okay, I'm going to send you her stuff. So Janet is going to need to sign. I need to sign. I need to put in my email messages in here. And then I am going to, hold on. Everybody needs me exactly when I am teaching. Okay. So I can put an email subject in here or an email message. And that should be, you can either explain directions in here, or you can just say, hey, could you please sign these, especially if you've done a couple of them. It doesn't have to be long. You don't have to put anything in there if you don't want to. So this. This is for class, please sign, and I'm going to click next. It's going to take me into the paperwork that we're going to be sending off, and this is my last spot that I can check things to make sure it's correct. This is also a spot where I can fill in extras if I have to. So I scroll down. I see that I need my seller's initial and my initial is there. Good. This. I'm going to get rid of this because we don't want that. So I selected it by clicking on it, and I'm going to click delete. Leave that 6, good. Okay. So that's good, and we're going to go into the next paper. We just need the seller's initials. Great. So this is right, but let's say I need to sign one more thing. I can go over to the side. I can choose between who I want. So myself or Janet. I'm going to choose myself. I'm going to drag my signature over here because for some reason I just need to sign it. Then I can move date signed. And I just drag and drop. That's all I did. Same thing for any of these that you need to use. You just drag it and drop it. And I'm going to send it. Okay, so it has been sent, and this it says it needs my signature, so I'll click on it. I'm going to click sign. I'll click continue. If I click the start, but this is what your client will see as well. I'll click the start button, except for their half, not yours. It's taking me to everything that I have to sign. Okay, so I'm done. I'll click finish. And now I'm just waiting on Janet. Jeff, if you should be so kind and sign for Janet, please. I emailed these to Jeff Ducey, who is in the classroom, so we can get this done in a different fashion. Usually I email it to myself twice. That gets kind of confusing. So it'll just be easier to send to somebody in class. That's just what we're doing right now. All right, did you click the finish button? I did. All right, that's all you need to do. And it says it is completed now. Wonderful. Completed, check, check, done. Get out of here. I'm gonna go back into my documents. And you're gonna see now that I have these two signed forms right here. And my next step is to go to actions and then click add a folder. And I'm gonna call this folder signed. And anything that I get signed, I'm gonna send to this folder. So I'm gonna hover over this and this little circle appears right here. I'm gonna click that. Same thing for this one. And I'm gonna come up here and there's a button that says move. I'm gonna click that move button. asking me to select a destination, folder, and current room. And then I'm going to say signed. And I'll click move. And now they're in here. Now, you'll see why this is important when we come back into command right now. This is the same process that you would use for offers, anything that you need signed. So we're not going to go really back into that. I'm going to show you how to upload a PDF offer that is sent to you and add signatures. But other than that, we're not going to go into any more into Docusign. We are going to have a Docusign 101 class later this month. But now, so I need to add the listing agreement. I'm back in command inside of my listing. So 4567 2nd Street. And I need my exclusive listing agreement. I'll add a file. I'm going to click Docusign. And here it is. Oh, these are all your documents right now. And then I'm going to select the folder that I created. And I'm going to click signed. So now it's easy. I know these are all signed. So I'm going to click my exclusive right of listing sale agreement. Click assign. And then I'm going to add in my HOA, which is down at the bottom. Docusign. Folder to signed. HOA. And I'll click assign. And now we're going to pretend that I've done that for the rest of these. So from that, I'm going to click submit to MC. And then I click submit. I'm not going to because I don't want Rhoda to tell me to fix everything because I know she will. That's what she is supposed to do. But what will happen is that once it's approved, this box right here will say approved and it will be green. And once you have a contract, so I switched to under contract, so it's a new type of checklist in here. I can go to transaction. So it takes me back into Docusign. Let's say they sent me a PDF because that's most likely how it's going to come to me. I'm going to click add. They sent me a PDF offer. I'm going to click add, and then I'm going to click computer. And when you upload it, you're only going to be uploading PDFs. So I'm going to upload this. I'm going to pretend that this is my offer. It says my documents have been added. And it is right here now. So I need my sellers, I need Janet to sign it. So I'm going to click envelopes, new envelope. And I'm going to say accepted offer. Or not accepted because it isn't yet. Offer 1. Then I'll click room docs. And it's going to give me an option. And I want this one. Add selected. Add recipient. So now you'll see that it doesn't have that pre-tagged roles. That's because there's no predetermined boxes in there. It's just a PDF. So you're going to choose email addresses. And I'm going to put packing in there. Oops. I don't need to sign anything, so it's just Janet. I'm going to click next. Come on, Docusign. And now I'm going to add my signatures and initials. So I'd have to put my initials down here. And then let's say this also needs the signature in here as well, and a date. So I'm just dragging those things in here. And then I click send. So I just dragged the boxes in and I sent it to Janet to sign. Jeff, could you sign this for me, please?
May I ask you a question?
Sure.
Do you know what time mail pickup is?
It's already done for today.
Perfect.
Yep. Bob just came in and asked if what time mail pickup was, and it's already passed. So, all right. Come on. Sometimes it takes a minute or two for it to sync up. There we go. Now it's completed. I go back into my documents. We're going to move this into the signed one again. So I select it in the corner, click move, folder and room, click signed, and I'm going to click move. And now my signed document is in here. So this is the signed offer or the contract. So now I'm going to go back into command. Here's the sales contract that we need to upload. Choose Docusign. Go into signed. Here's the contract, signing it. And I'm going to do the same thing for the receipt for escrow, MLS printout, change to pending, seller's property disclosure, all this fun stuff that says required and conditionally required if it meets the condition into this checklist. And then I would submit to MC. I'm also going to go over offers and commissions. And here, I'm going to click add a new offer. So this could be taking place. This is usually going to take place if you have a listing before you choose the final contract. So which offer you're going to choose. We're going to put in multiple offers to show you the comparison sheet. I'm going to add a new offer. We'll just call this initial offer 1. And I'll click create offer. And let's say the offer date comes in, it was tomorrow. And they want to close on April 13th, let's say. We'll choose parties. Bill. Say Bill Gates, no relation. Joe Smith. You have to put in a name for each side of the buyers and the sellers. Your half from your client's already going to be filled in. So Janet was already filled in and my info was already filled in. On the buyer's side, so this is the other side, I need to fill in the names. And now I'm going to click on terms. And on this part, if you're doing a comparison, it's good to put as much information as possible. So let's say they're going to put $1 million down in cash. And they're going to finance $500,000. That's really low from the asking price. Earnest money that they're going to put down, they're just going to put $10,000 down. We don't have an option fee. Termination, they're going to do 7 days, and seller's not going to contribute anything. Now, they could write the pros and cons in here and a summary. This is not required, so you don't have to write this in here. But there's also another offer coming in. Initial offer 2. The offer date will also be tomorrow, but they're going to close on the 31st. Wait, 31st. Do you think we can do it a couple days sooner or a couple days after? We can do a couple days after, sure. We will close on the 2nd instead. And the reason being you want to close before the 25th or after the 31st of the last day of the month is that a lot of the companies are being bombarded with a lot of business at the same time. If you want to provide good customer service, you want the most attention on your clients. So I would choose either before the 25th or after the end of the month. And we'll click parties. So this is going to be Sally Ride. Logan. And I'll click terms. So this is going to be, we'll do, no. I want this in all cash offer. 1,900,000. So they're going to offer 100,000 less. The earnest money they're going to put down though is $30,000. But they want 15 days after contract. Seller's not going to contribute anything. You're going to go to agent analysis. Once again, this doesn't have to be filled out, but you can if you want to. Click save. Now I have multiple offers in here. I can click select all and come up to compare offers. And I can see the offers side by side and compare them for my client. So I can say, Janet, Sally Ride is offering 1.9 million, but Bill Gates is only offering 1.5. Oh, you know what? Can't say but. I should just be saying Sally Ride's offering 1.9 million. Bill Gates is offering 1.5. Sally's all in cash. Bill is 1 million in cash and 500,000 financed. Earnest money, 30,000 for Sally Ride, 10,000 for Bill Gates. No option fee for either of them. But nope, I can't say but. Stop. Sally Ride, it's 15 days for termination notice. Bill Gates is 7, so on and so forth. When I'm presenting offers like this and we're in a transaction state, we need to be a bit impartial. We can only present the facts, really. We're not supposed to show them any emotional, like, well, this would be better. Unless you're a single agent, then you can. But in my head, we are a transaction, so I should not be saying but. It's just this is this and this is this. Which one would you like to go with? And then I can either download this or I can email this to my client. So now that Janet has chosen, I'm going to do this. She's going to go with Sally and she'll accept it. We're going to come in. Okay, come on, there we go. Now I'm going to click Manage Commissions. And inside, this is where we're going to really do our final check through. So it says that the contract date is missing. So we're going to click Edit General Information. And then we're going to come down to contract date. When was that last signature and a date put on there for a binding contract? We'll say it was the same day as the offer. Click Save Changes. And then I can come through here. And I'm just going to see that, oh, let's see, it takes it down. It shows me how much royalty I'm paying and how much company commission I'm paying. Any additional deductions that I put in here. But let's pretend that there was a referral. So we got Sally. So let's pretend we're just didn't meet her in church, but someone from church gave us a referral. And it was another real estate agent. We'll click Edit Agent Payment. I'm going to scroll down to the bottom, click Add Item, where it says Referrals, Bonuses, Deductions, and Concessions. Click Add Item. I'm going to choose the element type, and I'm going to scroll down, and I have an inside referral or an outside referral. Inside referral means directly inside of this office. Outside is anybody outside of the office. Inside referral doesn't require the same amount of information. It just requires how much the amount of the referral is and who the agent is. An outside referral is going to have information you need to fill in with their W-9 or with their broker's W-9, not theirs. So it'll be the percentage. So we're just going to pretend real quickly. It's 25 standard. Put in their tax information, 14,250. Broker name, agent name, and the address of the brokerage right in there. And you click Add. But I'm going to add, and I'm going to do an inside referral just because I don't want to do that. 14,000. Jeff, you gave me that lead, so I'm going to give you $14,000. Okay. Then I click Save Changes. So now we'll see the gross commission was 57,000. Net pay to me is going to be 22,900. I have capped off of this almost. I have a little bit of cap left over. But here's my inside referral, 14,000 to Jeff. I'm going to get 22,000. There's going to be DA written out that'll say that I will get 22,000, Jeff will get 14,000. And then I'm going to submit this. And after your paperwork has been approved, this commissions request will be approved, and Jessica will create the DA for you. And you can take that to the table and they will pay you directly. Or if that doesn't happen, the title company will pay the broker, and then you'll get paid once we receive the funds. So you're going to get paid either way. It's just one is delayed and one is right at the table.
Right.
And that is a full transaction. You know what? Once you have everything closed, I take that back. Once you have everything closed, let me go back into here. I'm going to move this all the way into closed. You see, I lost track of putting it through the pipeline. And that's okay. The pipeline is not required. That is simply for you to be able to follow what your business is doing. But you do want to move them into the close date. I'm not going to actually do that because I don't want to screw up the numbers. You do want to move it into the close because this is going to be kept track of by KWRI and by the office to know what's going on and what's closed. And there is a closing checklist that you need to follow too. So I'm going back in the opportunity, click on documents, and here's closed. And it shows you I need a copy of the closing checks, copy of the settlement statement, copy of the warranty deed, and the MLS printout, change to sold. And then once I have those, I upload them and submit to the MC. And then you are truly finished. That is a full transaction. All right, so I'm going to open up the Zoom. Barb, do you have any questions? We'll say no. If you do have any questions, you can go ahead and email me, Barb, and I'd be happy to help. Jeff, do you have any questions?
No, that helps.
Okay, good. I hope it helps you like visualize and see the full process a little bit better. If you want to come back to another class, we're having them every day this week and then on Monday. So that is it, guys. I don't have anything else for you today. If you have any questions, please let me know. You can email me, blakewhitbold@kw.com. If you have my phone number, you can always text me as well. I don't give it out on Zoom because more than our agents watch these videos. So just let me know. Go ahead and email me. Thanks, guys. Have a great day.